What's up everyone, CR2 here. Hope you're doing well wherever and whenever you're watching from. Today we're going to be going through the 87s at New Hampshire Motor Speedway Qualify and Practice Guide. This is week 10 coming up, I believe. Geez, season's already almost over. So just really quickly, track temperature 101. This says mostly cloudy. This sure doesn't look mostly cloudy to me, so perhaps as for officials, expect high 90s, low 100s. I could still be wrong on that, so just be ready for this to not match to your official race session. Just whatever. It hardly ever really truly matches. Moderate usage on the testing session. I want to say that ought to pretty well mirror official sessions. Official sessions might have a little more tire usage, but good starting point here. There's rubber on the track. It'll slick it up a little bit. Really quickly, 12 to 1 as you usually see me do. I like to go +4 long turns here, and brake bias. For qualifying, I like to go like say 52.4, but come race time, probably pick that up to like 55.6. But you can change that all the way up or all the way down in car, so it doesn't matter. Cloud cover coming back, it looks like, so expect the track to cool off. So just really quickly, there's a couple distinct lines for New Hampshire, or rather with 87s specifically. There's your traditional, not so much wrap the apron line, but wrap those lane markers, that first set of lane markers up from the apron line. That's your traditional line at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, but I found a diamond line through both turns 1 and 2 and turns 3, 4 be faster, and trust me, we'll go through that. We're gonna go through that. But let's get our qualifying such started. Like with the Milwaukee guide, we are gonna get our NASCAR license revoked. So, you're gonna chip out. You're gonna hit the rev limiter. I just wish the gearing was a tick longer, because I don't like how the car sounds on the rev limiter. It sounds awful to me. But you'll chip out for qualifying. You're gonna stay on it. Probably break out about the 3. The 3 sign right here. You could probably even get away breaking a little bit later than that. And then 3 points of contact at the turn. First point of contact. I like to be about right here. Kind of say that first hash mark. That first hash mark is almost right in front of you, directly you, not center line with your car. So this is that diamond line I'm talking about. And once you're to the magic mile sign right here, because I'm pretty sure that's about dead center of the turn, you want your car to be pretty well perpendicular with the arc of the turn, these seams, these lane markers, and this is where you want to begin turning back down the banking to make that straight line exit. And so for exit, I like to be at this USA Today sign that's right above us, somewhere about right here. Come on, throttle pedal. I really need to fix that. And straight exit, you can get on the power, stay on it, and about here there's no distinct marker, but you see it in the car movement. We're going to set that up, and it's pretty well the same thing for 3 and 4. They're very similar turns. And right here, this is a very nice one here, because you have this line that goes across the track that serves really nicely for reference points. And so, kind of like with turn one, you want your car as far as like that first sort of apex, again somewhere around here between these two hash marks. I know it's a little bit different, but that's kind of how I've acclimated to it. And the same thing, you see that Magic Mile font right there. I am very sure this is dead center of the turn. Pretty well looks like it. Turn on down. This is a very important one. It's a very nice clear marker. So, you see how there's this break in the apron line painting? Probably for pit, entry, something of that sort. You want your left side tires right here. Somewhere after here, but you want your left side tires on that paint as you're exiting. That's the straight line exit. You can get on the power, you stay on it. Only just have to be very careful of it breaking loose. Just modulate, but once you're on the power, you very likely don't have to lift back off. Just feather it, be careful of it snapping loose. And then turn 4 has a nice reference. You go to restart zone right here. This is where I like to be, right next to the wall. That's our exit marker. So, gas pedal. So, you're going to chip out, and once you do, you're just not going to go any faster. So, let's try to chip out as soon as possible. Hard on the brakes and just trail brake it. Ran it a little bit too high. And just straight line exit. See, it wants to snap loose, you're going to have to be ready for that. Careful of it getting snappy. Clip that wall. Did just a bit, that's totally fine. And that's good for a 32.336. I think you could probably get a high 32.2. But that's pretty well about the fastest I've been able to muscle at. So let's compare to the traditional line. And this is just to really get the idea started of this line, that diamond line is faster. So this is as if, again, a mock qualifying lap. Careful of it getting loose. You kind of got to brake a little bit. We'll pick up the time in the center, just simply because shorter, but we're going to lose it right away. Because that diamond line is on the power and staying on it. We have to wait. And sure, it's very possible that I could get a closer comparable lap, but I'm so much more practiced in that diamond line that there's not much. 2/10 slower, that's not terrible, but there's a clear advantage in it. So, check the track temperature really quickly. Okay, so I want to say it's possible to get a 32.2. It's just kind of in how late can you throw that braking, how well can you hold your center speed, and how early can you get on that power and stay on it. But a 32.3 I'm sure is already very, very competitive. For race line or race pace, the line is pretty well the same, but the big difference is once you hear the engine on the limiter, lift off, brake. Don't stay on that chip. It's wasting fuel, and that's going to be a very important point. We'll get to that shortly. $55.6. So this is a 90 lap race, and This might be whichever racing line you take. The traditional one, I think, saves fuel slightly better just simply because of less on throttle time, but it's tough to say. It's a little bit on the tough side to say. Alright, so here we are for lap 1 of this run. In an earlier test session, I was just staying on the throttle, but maybe stay on it just for a split second, but it's a good way to prevent you from overdriving your entry and cooking your right front. Take the diamond, make our center, miss the center rather, and the real speed is in your exit. So you get close to that break in the apron painting, straight line exit. I am on the wrong tracker. There we go. And we missed that, so that's what you really got to be careful of. A click down. 2 more. Still missed it. Kind of going for a little bit too big of a diamond. There we go, that's much better. See how much time we gain from being able to make that exit, get on the throttle and stay on it. You can see just how consistent I am because this isn't the traditional New Hampshire line. Gotta remember to get on the brakes harder. There you go, there's that snap. Be careful of that. So remember that this is a 90 lap race. We are on lap 7 or 8, and you can see it says we have 80 laps of fuel estimated. That should say 83 or greater for us to be able to make it on fuel. So This means if your race is going green, if it winds up going green the whole way, you have to keep an eye on that fuel number. Lift off early. This is why I say when you hear it chip, just lift. Learn to anticipate that. Learn to anticipate when you're going to hit the rev limiter. Just this way you're ahead of it. You lift off a little bit, save just that tiny bit of fuel. Because remember, you're chipping out. You're not picking up any more speed, so it's just wasting fuel. Remember, guys, be confident on your brakes. Try to get all your braking done in one go. Don't brake a little bit, let off a bit, then brake a little bit more again. That's just inefficient. Adds heat throughout the turn. You want to have all your braking done in one shot. Feeling a little more confident with the braking now, making the center, making the exit. Gotta watch out for that snap if you're on throttle a little too aggressively. This is lap 11 of this run. We missed that. And that is a big don't do there. You see how much time we lose, 3/10. So definitely do not try to ask more out of your car braking into the turn. If you miss it, it's just going to cost you big time. It is not worthwhile. It again, though not as bad. And if you're feeling tight on braking, just click on down, a couple clicks progressively. Don't go for a giant swing. Go one click back up. Yep. And this is one of those tracks where, like with Milwaukee Mile, you want to be able to protect both of your right side tires. Your right front is you're turning in towards that center, and your right rear is holding grip on throttle to make that exit. You fry the right front too much, you lose all your turning. You fry the right rear too much, you lose your drive off. Now, if I really had to pick, it's more important to protect your right rear. Because if your right front's wearing out, you can just counter that with going down on the brake bias. But definitely protect both of your right sides as best as you can. fix this throttle pedal, dude. It's really messing my corners. And also wasting fuel, I might add. Why is it worse than 3 and 4? Little bit of snap loose there. Let's check that fuel. 65. This is lap 22 of this run, I believe. So we kind of need that to say more like 68. Now note, my glitchy throttle pedal is not helping, so assuming you don't have a throttle pedal that hates you, you should be fine on fuel if you're lifting off when you hear the motor chip out. Alright, so this is about 25 laps in. You should expect, depending on track temperature, your lap times to stop their fall off in, say, 34.0 range, maybe 33.9 range. Assuming you don't have a throttle pedal that hates you. Let's actually go quickly over let's go over that traditional line just to compare the speeds. Same thing, lift off and brake when you hear a chip, but instead of the diamond, you're taking your traditional line. Maybe a little bit of a cut down just for a straighter exit. Can't really quite make that stick though. You can see easily up to 2/10 slower. Get a little bit more of a proper exit. So 1/10 to 2/10 slower. The traditional line might be useful at some point. Maybe that diamond line just gets too rubbered up, so kind of that center. That early center to late center portion of both turns will offer a little more speed because it's got less rubber on it. Incredibly faster. Alright guys, so about lap 30, and this thing is telling us we're 3 or 4 laps short, so one caution probably gets to the fuel saving you need, but really maybe just come on in, toss in a couple extra gallons to be absolutely safe, because it's close. It's really, really close. And like with Milwaukee, don't pit under green unless you really have to. So perhaps just say, yeah, just definitely try to make that fuel last. Be efficient. Clean your throttle pedal like I should do. Alright, so I am going to go off, try to burn some more fuel. We'll come back and see how this thing feels with 2 tires to say practice a late race situation coming up with like 15 or less to go, something of that sort. So I am probably going to go turn about 25 to 30 more laps, and you guys will see me back here right about now. Alright guys, so we are back. It's about 24, 25 laps later. We're going to come in, change just right side tires, check the tire wear after say 55 laps, I want to say. So as far as fuel is concerned, it should say we have 35 remaining and we're still roughly 2 laps short. So let's just say we're adding in a gallon of fuel, but for car balance and interest of time type of thing, we're not going to add any fuel. We're just changing right side tires here.
Pit box in 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
$75, alright, so not so bad. Could do a little bit better on the right rear. But for 55 laps,
punch it.
that is not bad at all. That off, we're going to go up 56.4 just as a precaution. Actually, let's do 55.6. Now just note, the car is going to rotate so much better naturally. It isn't crazy loose, just don't get careless for those first 2 or 3 laps. But like I always say, when you have new tires on in a green flag pit stop, or in a caution in this scenario rather, just keep your same braking markers. Don't try to squeeze all the life out of the tires right away because you will regret it. Rise the throttle a tiny bit. So I certainly want to say, probably in the event of a yellow with up to 40 to go, right side tires might be the answer. I might be wrong on the exact lap count. Maybe something more like 30 or less. Right side tires are going to be the better option because they offer the car much better natural rotation. I'm not fighting the car. I don't feel like I'm forcing the car to turn at all. Guide it, slow it down. Let the braking turn the car rather. If anything, just be a little more wary of that snap-on throttle. Definitely doesn't feel bad at all. Alright, and I believe that will wrap it up. Just really quickly, some notes. Just be aware that the diamond line you see me running, it does leave you open to someone taking that inside line in the center of the corner. So with that being said, it's really, really important to practice both lines. Your traditional New Hampshire line, the diamond line you see here, practice both of those. Just this way you're ready for any situation. Practice this traditional New Hampshire line without overdriving the center. Be careful on exit. It's a little more prone to the throttle snap in my opinion. But just this way, you're ready for any situation, and you gotta go a little bit of defensive. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop on out of the car. So guys, remember New Hampshire is a completely new track to 87s. Don't believe 87s have been here before. But I really look forward to it. I've wanted some flat tracks in 87s for a while. Got a double dose this season with Milwaukee a few weeks ago, and New Hampshire now coming in a couple days, or rather now. But important notes: protect both your right sides. Don't overdrive your center. Be patient getting back on throttle. Be careful on throttle. Be wary of that snap oversteer. One of the most important things: be aware of your remaining fuel at all times. You may have to fuel save a little bit if your race is looking to go fuel green. You will have to fuel save, actually. Let me rephrase that. You get one yellow and you're able to add in a gallon, you're very likely going to be fine. 2 gallons if you want to feel absolutely safe. But as I've said, once you hear the motor on the chip, just lift off, save yourself that little bit of fuel. It's useless to stay on the throttle when you're just chipping it out. You're not getting any faster. So just lift off when you hear that. Save yourself the fuel. It'll help you a little bit to save your right front as well because you're slowing down. You're not going to overdrive that entry as easy. All of that being said, guys, thank you very much for watching. Anything I forgot to cover here, please feel free to ask in the comments, or even just let me know how your race went. And as always, good luck this coming week. Have fun, especially, and I'll see you guys next time around. Take care.